What's going on, Phoenicians? Welcome to episode 3 of ZachFAQ. If you're wondering why there isn't an episode 2, it's because I deleted that episode because reasons. I explained in a previous video. I'm not going to bother. So I asked on Facebook and on Twitter for questions, and only people on Facebook replied. So I'll just read these questions off. From Jake Knowlton, do you have a pen? From Lucas, do you have an apple? I was expecting actual questions, not jokes or memes. From Tai Nakamura, when are you going to make a video about local bands? I've been meaning to do that, but the problem is, like, unlike in Arizona, I'm not really exposed to much of the music scene here in Japan. I only know a few local musicians, for example, Kay, right? Kay-san Death, I don't know if you know who she is. YouTuber. I'm meeting up with her after this video. She is in a local band. And she's the only musician I know here, like, personally, right? So I could probably interview her about it. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Kay says, do I have a nipple? Do I have nipple, actually? Yeah. Am I a coffee or a tea person, or neither? I don't drink coffee at all. I think it smells bad. Like, there's like a bunch of coffee drinkers in my office. And sometimes they have coffee breath, which I think is disgusting. And like the only time I like coffee is when it's in beer, like a coffee stout. So I'm a heavy tea drinker. I love tea, especially like the bottled tea that you get here in Japan. I love that. From Dan, what is my usual grocery shop? Do I fill the fridge or do I shop frequently? Here's the thing. In Arizona, I went grocery shopping once a week. I rarely ever ate out. Like, because, I love to cook. I like cooking inside my apartment in Arizona. In Japan, though, I don't have a kitchen. Like, I have a broken stove, which I can't figure out how to work, even after living in the same apartment for 3 years. I've called maintenance a bunch of times. They would fix it, and then it would break. They would fix it. Can't use the stove. I have a microwave that barely works. So I rarely, if ever, go grocery shopping. If I do, it's usually at Don Quixote, because the one near my apartment has groceries in it. So that's the answer to the question. Like, I usually eat out, or I go to get konbini food, because I can't cook for myself in my current apartment. I have to wait till I move and get a better apartment. My buddy John, you are actually an AI cyborg. What programming language are you written in? Python, Ruby, Node.js, or C? Hint, Python. You're written in Python. My friend Maxell, what is my favorite dessert? Oh, that's tough to say. I like the like those no-bake Oreo things, like those no-bake Oreo frozen pies. Like, you have like the Oreo cookie crushed up base, and then you fill it with like whipped cream and Oreos and stuff, and you freeze it. It's so good. I love that. That's my favorite dessert, and they don't have it in Japan, so I always make that whenever I'm back in the States. My friend Dan, if I was to stay in Japan, would I get a pet, rescue, or otherwise? Actually, yeah, I'm thinking about it. It depends, though, like, because I'm really bad at taking care of my dog in particular, because, like, I have this thing where I cannot pick up dog shit. Whenever I go walk the dog, I always bring my parents with me. This is back in America. And my parents know that I get squeamish around shit, my dog shit, so they're the ones who picks up the dog shit. Also, cleaning up pet vomit, it's not something I do. So if I lived with someone, like let's say I had like a long-term girlfriend, I lived with her, I would probably get a cat, because those are a lot easier to take care of. Plus, like, having a pet in an apartment the size of Japan's apartment, like on average, it's very difficult, right? So I can't really, especially my tiny apartment, I can't have a cat in there. And this guy, Dan, he asked another question. Japan bans all Western style of clothing. You have to wear Edo style clothing for 12 months. At the end of 12 months, they say you can retract the policy and allow the choice of Western clothing, which you change back. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably get used to it by then, like, especially wearing hakama and kimonos and stuff like that. I would get used to that very easily. And plus, like, hakama are very comfortable. I've tried one once, but they're expensive, right? So, I don't know. If I'm used to it, it'd probably take a long time for me to change back to my typical jeans and shirt thing. Amy. So she says, my friend Amy says, you've already talked about this in a previous video maybe, or did you want to live in Japan for the rest of your life? Or do you think you would want to live elsewhere in the future? What other countries are you interested in living if there are any? That's a good question. My goal, like 10 years down the line, is to have like permanent residency in Japan, and also to have a like a residency in Arizona, like an actual house, right? So by then, I mean, yeah, that means I will probably be living here for a long time. Or, well, that's my goal, right? Shit changes all the time. People's plans change, people's ideas change. Same with me, right? If I was to live in another Asian country, maybe Taiwan, maybe South Korea, not China. But I mean, do I want to move back to Arizona? Yeah, someday, but like that's after I get permanent residency here in here in Japan. Primarily because I just really love the weather in Arizona. Like that weather is perfect. Ariella asks, why did I grow my hair long? Well, I've had my hair long since I was 14, basically, so 11 years now. Basically, this, surprisingly enough, is a lot easier to maintain than my short hair. I have like a Jufro with short hair, and I don't like curly hair on my head because it's like, when I brush it or comb it, it's like getting knotted up and tangled and stuff, and I hate that. It hurts. Plus, I'm also sort of lazy, but also, when I was 14, I was into music. I'm still into music. I'm still playing music all the time. I was in metal bands like from 14 until like 21, and I like that metal image. Plus, I think it really suits me a lot more than short hair. I don't know. Everyone's like, "Oh, Zach, you look better with short hair." Then let's say I try short hair, people are gonna say, "Oh, you look better with long hair." It's my hair, okay? I mean, leave me alone for a second. And then TJ, see if you see this references here. 2 questions: is it better to love but not be loved, or to not love but be loved? What is better? What is better, to be born good, or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? Dun 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 da 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 da. It's coming out soon. I'll be playing on the 2nd channel. Anyway, guys, that's it for the Q&A. Hope you enjoyed. Leave some more questions down below, and we'll answer them in the next episode of ZachFAQ. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take it easy, Phoenicians.